Okay. Okay. Thanks everyone again, and welcome to today's walkthrough with Seneca Polytechnic. And we're glad to be with our partners, Maple Education. Maple is a very established partner of ours. If you after this presentation, if you need guided help, they're very supportive, and units will be able to guide you on how to contact them, their office locations in Victoria Island and in Ikeja on the mainland as well. So do feel free to reach out to them, and they also have their social media page on Instagram, mapleeducation.ca. So they're very helpful, and we're glad to be partners with them. Okay, thanks again. And Seneca College, Seneca Polytechnic. Seneca Polytechnic is our new name. Seneca Polytechnic prior name earlier this year was still Seneca College. So we're just going through a rebranding. Just the reason for that is to capture the essence of the education we provide, which is a combination of a comprehensive college education and a combination of a university education. So Seneca, historically, Seneca was the founders of Polytechnics Canada back in 1967. So we're just going back to that heritage, and our focus is always on applied learning and making sure programs we provide and the education students receive enable them to get employment as soon as possible and be able to apply what they learn in the workplace. So that's the reason for our name rebranding to Seneca Polytechnic. So I'll move to the next slide here. And then why Seneca? There are many reasons to choose Seneca, Seneca Polytechnic. The main factors is practical programs that are in demand. We focus on providing solutions to the marketplace. So most of our programs are programs that the industry had communicated to us that there were gaps in that sector, and they needed a lot more qualified candidates. So that's why that's the role Seneca plays. A lot of our programs are practical, they're in demand, and there's always employment opportunities for programs Seneca offers. It's also a place where you get hands-on learning. It's for younger students. It's an easy transition from high school to post-secondary. They have a more personalized experience, and Seneca has the most pathways to other universities in Canada, in Ontario and in Canada. So we're very connected to the university system. Being that, as I mentioned, we also offer degrees. So I'll speak more to that and the benefits of having these multiple pathways with other universities and the cost benefit for you as a student at Seneca. Some facts about Seneca. Seneca, as I mentioned, #1 in Ontario and in Canada for pathways to other post-secondary institutions. We are a multi-campus college, multi-campus polytechnic. I'm still saying college. So we have 7 campuses. We have programs in the and as I mentioned, due to the focus on co-op, work experiential learning, work integrated learning, and making sure students have the work experience while they're studying, 9 out of 10 of Seneca graduates get jobs within 3 to 6 months. So employability is very high because our motto and our focus is on practicality and applied learning. It's not just theoretical knowledge, it's applied learning. And we also make sure we have co-ops, work integrated learning, field placements, just providing opportunities for students to experience the workplace before they graduate. So that way, when they're done graduating, they already have networks within the industry they want to work in, and they're already familiar with the workplace culture in Toronto, in Canada, and they build a thriving career. So those are some quick facts about Seneca. And this view here is a view of our campuses. As I mentioned, it's a multi-campus polytechnic, and we've been around since 1967, so we are very established. The Newnham campus is our main campus. We also have campuses with academic specialties. Seneca York campus is our campus as well. We have a lot of programs in, let's say, journalism. Our journalism programs at Seneca at York campus. We also have like biotechnology at the Seneca York campus. So different campuses have different focuses. Newnham houses a lot of our business programs, information technology, those type of programs. And then we have the King campus, which covers our healthcare programs. And Peterborough campus is for aviation. We have an aviation School of Aviation at Seneca. We have a number of planes. We have pilots. Seneca also trains pilots for the Canadian military as well. The only thing with that program is the full pilot program is not open to international students. But we have programs like aviation safety, aviation operations that are open to international students in the School of Aviation. And I'd also welcome you all to, if you check our website, you can take a campus tour. It's audio narrated. It's you get a lot more information and visuals on the size of the campus, the different locations, and how to move around the campus. So I encourage you to check that out on our website as well. And these are some of our program areas. So you have an idea, from aviation to business to creative arts and design to education and social services. We also have a lot of engineering and technology program. We have a robotics program. We have a partnership with Siemens. So we have a Siemens Mechatronics Center on campus. So for people that are into robotics and mechatronics, we're very established in that. And we have a lot of certifications we provide. If you're into fashion and aesthetics, we have a lot of fashion programs. Fashion business is a big one, and we have others as well. Health and wellness, hospitality and tourism is also another area of specialty. And then we have programs on the last line, information technology, and public safety, media and communication, and in the science. So if you check our program page on our website, you get to see programs in these different program areas. And a bit about the structure of the programs, the degrees we offer, or the structure. We have diplomas and advanced diplomas. Diplomas are 2-year programs, advanced diplomas are 3-year programs. Both of them have intakes in January, May, and September. So you can start in either January, May, or September. And we have a number of programs. We have around 70 diploma programs, 2-year programs. We have about 30 advanced diploma 3-year programs. And our website has more information on that, on the details. We also offer bachelor's degrees. So bachelor's degrees are 4-year programs. And these are more suited for recent high school graduates, so people, first-year university students. Intakes for the degrees are only in January and September. So intakes for the bachelor's degree are only in January and September. While for the diplomas I showed you earlier, intakes are in January, May, and September. And then if you already have your first degree, if you already have a university degree or a diploma, you want to be looking at the graduate certificates. So, and that's either a 1 or 2-year program. We have around 35 of them. And intakes for that, similar to the diplomas, are in January, May, and September. So that's the main thing. The bachelor's degree only have intakes in September and January. And then the other aspect of this is to look at the price. I sent a link in the group chat about tuition. So you'd notice that graduate certificates have the same price range with the diplomas and advanced diplomas, between 15 to 17,000 Canadian annually per year. And then the degrees are just a bit higher, between 18 to 21,000 Canadian annually. So that's so for your reference, we have graduate certificates for people that have undergraduate degrees or diplomas, and then we have bachelor's degrees as well, and then we have 2-year advanced diplomas, 3-year advanced diplomas.
Okay, those might do just check.
Slide here.
So the most of the first.
The slide here speaks to what I had mentioned earlier, which is Seneca's strongest point. A lot of our programs have co-op, a mandatory co-op or optional work integrated learning component. So this helps students get into the marketplace, get into the workplace, into the industry they want to work in, and get some work experience, build their networks, meet with senior professionals. So that way, when they have that experience and they go back to class, when they're done their studies, they already have a good knowledge of the industry they want to work in, and it's an easy transition for them. These co-op placements, most of them are paid positions, so students would also get paid while working in that term. And Seneca, just as I mentioned earlier, emphasizes we help bridge the gap between theory and practice. Seneca Polytechnic focuses on practical education and applied learning. So the goal is to make sure people get jobs and are able to start work as soon as possible. So that's why we focus a lot on co-op, work integrated learning, and making sure while studying, you also have work experience in the field or industry you want to work in. And one of the facts I showed earlier in the first slide, saying Seneca is the leader in pathways to other institutions. This is an example I'll break down a bit for you. So we have this called Liberal Arts Transfer and Arts and Science University Transfer. So on our website, the code is LAT for Liberal Arts Transfer. Arts and Science is ASU. And what this indicates is students that go into this program, they get direct mentoring from the professors. It's a smaller class. The university course credits are built into the program. So for example, if a student wanted to study psychology or criminology or cognitive science or bioethics, Seneca doesn't offer these programs. So a student will come to Seneca and take the liberal arts transfer program for 2 years and then go to year 3 of this program at, let's say, York University or University of Toronto or Trent. And just for example, I had mentioned Seneca's fees are between 15 to 17,000 annually. So if a student chose LAT and came to Seneca and spent between 15 to 17,000 for 2 years, then they can move to year 3 into one of these their preferred liberal arts programs at these schools. The difference would be when they go to a York University, tuition fee for 1 year could be like 45 to 50,000 Canadian, while at Seneca, it's 15 to 17. So for students that still want to end up with one of these programs at York or U of T, they get to save money by attending Seneca for 2 years before moving to University of Toronto or York University. So those are some of the benefits and ways Seneca provides cost savings and pathways to other universities or other programs that students might have. These are some of the schools we have pathways with. It's not limited to these groups, but we do have a lot more pathways with other schools. But this is just a sample to show you the different universities we have pathways with. Canadian-based universities, US-based universities as well. Across Seneca is very connected to a lot of the schools. And yeah, for the sciences, let's say someone wanted to study statistics or chemistry or biochemistry or mental health. We don't offer these programs at Seneca, so the same theory applies. The students will come to Seneca, take the Arts and Science University transfer, and then after 2 years, they'll move on to year 3 in one of our partner schools in this program. So that way they get to save money and they still get to achieve the objective of getting a degree in their preferred field of study. So those are some of the advantages and benefits of Seneca. And this slide here speaks with admission requirements. Admission requirements are a bit straightforward. WAEC and NECO are accepted. Nigerian students are English exempt because English is our primary language, so you don't need to provide TOEFL or IELTS or Duolingo, even though those are all accepted. But you just need to have English and math probably in your preferred. If you look on our program page, on any program page, there's a link called admission requirements. You want to click on that and then go for the drop down for your country, Nigeria, and you'd see what the admission requirements are for Nigeria for that specific program. So as I mentioned earlier, we accept WAEC, we accept NECO, and when you're submitting your application, you need to provide your PIN and scratch card for the WAEC. And if you need help with that, Eunice and the Maple team are very happy to help you put your package together to make sure all the right documents are in place and you put everything together the right way. This doesn't apply to you, but just for your reference, Duolingo is one of the tests we accept. If you are going to a degree program, your minimum score for Duolingo would be between 115 to 120. If you are going for a graduate certificate, which means you already have an undergraduate degree or diploma, your minimum score required for Duolingo, if you had that test, would be 125 to 130. So that's just how to rate that proficiency requirement, but it doesn't apply to if you're studying in Nigeria, if you had your WAEC or NECO in Nigeria. And here's how to apply. The 6 steps I outlined here. It looks straightforward, but it could also be complicated depending on circumstances of the student. So that's why it's always best to, if you need assistance, contact Maple, let them know what you're looking to do, and they'll help you put your package together. So step 1, they'll help you submit your application. Step 2, it's reviewed and processed, and then an offer confirmation is sent to the student. So this offer confirmation, you have to confirm and accept the offer. And then when you do that, the system will generate a letter of acceptance for you, and an invoice will be sent to you. So when you get that invoice, you'd make payment in step 4, and you get a receipt for the payment you made. And then with your letter of acceptance and the copy of the receipt, you can start your visa permit process. And then step 6, when Maple helps you secure the visa and get that package together, you then prepare to move to Seneca Polytechnic. And in terms of living on campus, we have residencies as well. The website for that is at the bottom of the page, senecaresidence.ca. It's very safe. It's very convenient on campus. It has private bedrooms, kitchenettes, cable TV, internet. It's available at our Newnham and King campuses. And if you go to senecaresidence.ca, you'll be able to see the rates, how much it is per term. You'd also find a link that says FAQs, frequently asked questions, and you can click on the frequently asked questions to get as much more information, detailed information regarding what you can bring to your residence, what's allowed, what type of cooking equipment is allowed inside, and other things about social activities, how to pick a roommate, meal plans, what type of meal plans are available. So all that information, you'll get it at senecaresidence.ca under the FAQ link on the website. So that's how to navigate to get more information on residents. And you don't have to stay on campus. If you have family in Toronto or around or in the area, you can stay with your family or relatives, or you can look to rent outside of campus residence, depending. And what I'll just suggest with that is to factor in distance to the school in terms of where you live, just so you're not traveling too much to get to campus. And that would also the cost of transportation as well. So just to factor those in making a decision on where to stay when you're looking to stay off campus. If you have any questions, reach out to our team. We have a housing support team that can provide you more information on off-campus housing and provide some links and some contacts to you. And Seneca has a very robust athletics and recreation components as well. We're very active in a lot of sports: tennis, volleyball, basketball, soccer, weightlifting, also recreation. There are gyms and fitness centers on campus, on every campus. There's online recreation. We have fitness ambassadors on all campuses and in all gym and rec areas. And we also have intramural sports. So you'd always find ways to get engaged and get your health and physical wellness going at Seneca. So we look forward to seeing you join one of our teams. The name of our sports mascot is the Sting. So Seneca Sting is our sports mascot name, just for reference. And in terms of student life, Seneca Student Federation is our main student body. It's a very robust student body, and they host a lot of events. They're very, very active. There are a lot of other clubs as well. There's a Nigerian club at Seneca, Nigerian Student Club at Seneca, the Caribbean Students Associations at Seneca, the chess clubs, esports if you're into gaming, and there are always cultural events like Diwali, Chinese New Year, Black History Month, novels, different celebrating all ethnicities that we have in Canada or that we have on campus. If you have any cultural event that you want celebrated, do reach out to the Seneca Student Federation, and they'll help promote that for you and your community as well. And in terms of student services, we have a host of student services, support services at Seneca, from immigration to career preparation to housing support to counseling. If you are going through a tough time or you need some support, we have counseling support team that would help you out and provide a lot of resources and guidance for you. If you need any accessibility services, if you have any disabilities that needs to be managed, and we have accessibility services as well. We have a team that would help with that. If you're struggling academically, we have a learning center. We have supportive working groups. We have mentoring clubs like Smile and others to help students upgrade their academic learning and experience. And then there's health insurance as well. We have a health and medical center on campus, on campuses. So with your international student fees, you have insurance coverage, so you can access that as well. And if you're coming to Seneca, you can request for an airport pickup. There's an app called the iSent Arrival app. So you just need to download the Seneca iSent Arrival app, and you notify our team 72 hours before departure. So that way, a member of our student services team would meet you at the airport and pick you to your destination. And our website also has a health section. It's directly on our website. This just provides you health updates and latest regarding any health situation like we experienced with the COVID pandemic. So it's always good to check our website to make sure what the updates are, so you're well prepared if you're coming to campus or if you choose not to come to campus. So that way you know what policies are in place and how to stay safe while commuting to campus and being on Seneca's campuses. And this slide just shows you a bit of our industry partners, not limited to them. I had mentioned Seneca has been around since 1967, so we're very well established. We have a lot of alumni that work in a broad range of organizations in Canada, from aerospace to train development to accounting to technology and software to product packaging, P&G. So we do have a host of networks and contacts in a lot of the industries shown above and more than that as well. And Seneca is also mindful of challenge of finance for Lombard students. So we have awards, scholarships, and bursaries that we provide, millions of dollars every year, different scholarship values. And if you go to our website under awards, scholarship, and bursaries, you get more information on these. You can only apply to these when you are a student, when you have your student ID and you have access to the student portal, not before you become a student. And this is an example of some of the awards. A number of them are renewable, which means if you maintain a GPA, you can see here some of them are 80%, this is 75%. So depending on your program, your faculty, when you log into your student profile, there's a financial aid tab. So the system would automatically populate all awards, bursaries, scholarships you're eligible for, and you're encouraged to apply for all of them. And if you do have a higher GPA, you will qualify for more scholarships or more awards. And Demola, someone raised their hand, but Demola will get to you shortly. The presentation is almost done, so you can then unmute your mic then and ask the question at that time. Eunice will guide you or guide us. And I have these links here, just some important links for reference to where the main hub is of Student Home, and also payment methods, how you pay your fees, international payment methods. Academic calendar is very important. You get to know what the key academic data, when the session is starting, last day for you to drop a course, last day for you to register for a course, and things of that nature. And then the program availability link, if you're looking to apply, you need to check that link because you need to know if seats are available for the term you're going into. So it's a way for you to just check ahead of time to know if seats are available in the program you want to go into, and then you can apply. And then the fifth link is the change of plans. After students apply, sometimes things may change, like it does for a lot of people, and you may need to defer for a term. So to defer for a term, there's a form to fill on the website. The form needs to be submitted, and then students can defer. But to defer, you need to have made payment for the first term. You cannot defer if you don't make payments for the first term. And then you can always request for a refund as well. There are processes to do that at that link as well. And then the 6th link is the help link. I told you a bit about that earlier, just so you check it before going on campus, so you're aware of what the help situation is on notices our health team provides on there and how to stay safe on campus. And these are some of links for Seneca. This is our main school's Instagram page, Seneca College. I also manage an Instagram page called Seneca Africa. So I'll update my slides and include that in there. But you can check Seneca College, you can check Seneca Africa, you can check Seneca SSF, Student Federation. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much for joining. I'll stop sharing shortly. And Eunice and I will get to the questions in the box, or if Damola, Eunice, I'll let Eunice coordinate. So maybe Damola might want to unmute his mic and ask a question, but you raise your hand and then we'll be able to get the mic unmuted for you. Thanks again, and stop sharing. Okay. Let's maybe before I look at the chat box, Ademola Dolako, are you able to unmute your mic?
Online, maybe they find out that those students are that new husband children.
Sorry, what was your question?
But we're not saying that it is like that, but we're just assuming, you know, anything that comes.
Hello?
Variety of assumptions.
Hello?
Hi, Demola, how are you?
I'm fine. And
Good,
you?
good. I'm keeping well, all is well.
Yeah. I want to know how soon can we apply for the application? Then
How soon can you apply for what?
for the incoming application, the open one, that will be on now.
Okay. It depends on the program you're going into. So what I'll do, Demola, just if you look at the chat box, I'll drop a link in the chat box right now. Just bear with me. I'll drop a link in the chat box for everyone. I know I got some direct messages. I'll respond to them shortly. Just bear with me. So I just put a link in the chat box, Demola. That link, if you follow the link, it takes you to our available programs. So if you check your program of interest, if you see it's available for September, you can apply as soon as possible. If you see it's open, you need to apply quickly. If you see it's limited, which means the seats are almost full, so there are very limited seats available. So that's how you check to see what programs have seats available or which programs are open. Is that okay, Demola? Did that answer your question? Okay, and then we'll go to Justin. Justin Chukwemeka, if you don't mind unmuting your mic, you can ask your question. Then after that, we'll go to Olukemi Amole, and then PA and Farida. So, Justin, can you unmute? Yeah. Justin.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Seun. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. My questions will be very, very direct. The first one is: do you guys make available or assist with students getting postgraduate work permit after their studies?
Yes, we do. We have teams that help with that on campus. We have immigration professionals on campus, and when you're a Seneca student, they'll be able to guide you. We have sessions, they have ongoing sessions to help students to guide you on the process.
Okay, the second question is I know this probably will be on your website, but to save time and to allow quick decision, for January intake, when is application starting for January intake?
January is already open, so I dropped a link. I dropped a link in the I dropped a link in the chat earlier. So if you look at the chat, general chat to everyone, you'd see available programs, and you'd see the programs. You can apply for January programs and May. It's only September 2024. It's not open yet. September 2024 term would open around November or December, late November or early December. Or if you're looking to apply to January 2024 or May, those terms are open and you can apply at this time.
Okay. The third question will be for someone who has been admitted. What's the percentage of tuition that the person is expected to pay before the documents required for visa application will be sent to him?
Once you've made payments for your tuition, once you confirm your offer, you get a letter of acceptance. Your letter of acceptance will have your tuition fee notice. So you need to make payments for the term, the full term. So let's say a program cost is 20,000, for example, just a round number per year. You need to make 10,000 payments. If the program is 18,000, you need to make 9,000 per term. And then with the receipt of your 9,000 that you paid for that term and the offer letter you have, that's what you use to go get your visa. So you need to make payment for the.
So the school is going to send me a receipt for my payment.
Exactly. They won't send it to you. Once you make the payment, once the money gets to Seneca, there's a link on our website as well, and you can download it yourself. So once the money is at Seneca in your account, you'll be able to download the receipt and generate a receipt in our platform.
Okay, my last question would be, for example, a student gets admission, he makes part payment to his tuition, he applies for his visa. Can he actually defer it to another session, to start in another session?
Yes, we can. I just shared a link in the chat box. So if you look at that link, it's going to share more information on how to defer. Like you need to make payment first, as you said, for the first term. And if there's any delay in getting a visa or things of that nature, you can move from January to May or May to September or September to January. You can move one term ahead.
Okay, thank you, Seun. It's been a nice time with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Thanks again. Much appreciated. And then Miss Kemi Omali, if you can unmute. Miss Kemi Omali.
Yes, Seun, thank you very much for the presentation. I really got a lot of information, and I don't really have much question. My only question is there any age limit passing?
No age limit. No age limit. Seneca is very welcoming to all ages, and education is a lifelong process. So at any age you decide to study or take any program, it's just a matter of applying and meeting the program's admission requirements.
Okay, thank you so much. That'll be all.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good day. And then PA, if you can unmute. And then after PA, we'll go to Lillian and then Hush. PA, what's your question?
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So questions are, why, as it is with most Canadian universities, when you want to apply for a program, do you have research-based program? Let me start from there, like science research-based programs.
We don't have many science research-based programs. If you look at Seneca's programs list, you can look at the programs we have at the link in the chat box. So if you look at the link I just shared, you'll be able to see what programs are open to international students. So Seneca is a polytechnic, so a lot of our programs are practical and applied learning, but we do have some science-based programs like chemical laboratory technician, biotechnology, and those type of programs.
Okay. Do we need to contact?
I want to get some information.
So prior to applying, we just fill out the application form.
Sorry, can you
Did you get
repeat?
my question?
No, can you repeat
Do
the
you need
question?
to contact a supervisor or a faculty member prior to applying?
No, you don't. You don't need to do that. You can just apply to the program of your interest. And I shared a link as well.
All right, thank you. We didn't talk about funding.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, I'll do that. We didn't talk about fundings. Like, are there fundings available? How do you get the fundings? Do you apply for them or do they come automatically with your, maybe you meeting the criteria? How do it work?
When you say funding, are you talking about bursaries and scholarships?
Mostly scholarships in that
Yeah,
aspect.
I shared a slide on that in my presentation. So if you go to the website, and I'll share a link. I'll share a link in the chat box shortly so you can learn more about it. But you just need to be a student first, and then when you're a student at Seneca, you can apply to the ones that apply to you or the ones that you qualify for. So I just shared a link with everyone. So if you click on that link, you'll be able to learn more about the scholarships and bursaries available at Seneca and how students can access them when they become Seneca students.
Okay, and there are just advanced diplomas and postgraduate certificate courses.
Yeah, we have
As well
advanced.
as bachelor's.
Yeah, we have diplomas, advanced diplomas, and we have degrees, and we have graduate certificates.
All right, then. There's no masters.
We have two masters. We only have two masters programs, and those were recently launched. So
Those are what? Sorry, I didn't get you.
they're recently launched. Like they're two. It's
Okay.
Master of Business Administration and Master of Science in Information Security and Digital Forensics. So
Right.
yeah, if you look at the link I shared in the chat box now, that link has more details on the two masters programs we offer. But typically at the graduate level, we have more graduate certificates than at this time.
All right, then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. Thanks for the call. And Lillian, if you can unmute, and then we'll go to Hush and Beatrice. And then when we're done with live questions, I'll look through the chat box and Eunice and I will try and see which questions in the chat box we may have missed, and then we'll get to that. I know someone, sorry, Lillian, 1 second. I saw a message about application fee waivers. Unfortunately, that has been discontinued for our region. We no longer have application fee waiver codes. So just wanted to let you know. So that's that update. Lillian, go ahead. Thank you. Lillian, looks like you're on mute.
Me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this session. A beneficiary of the application fee waiver, so I was able to apply space ago. But right now, I'm seeing that my evaluation is completed on the student status portal. So I want to confirm when is the response time for this, because I haven't received any email with respect to the application.
Okay. I can't give you typically you should hear back from them.
Okay.
And Lillian mentioned she used the waiver code. Just so you know, we typically have open house. So at open house it votes for a few days. But away from that, I don't have access to direct waiver codes to share or give because they stopped that for our region. But if you attend an open house event, probably like Lillian did, you can get access to codes. And the next one is sometime in November. But if you look up Virtual Seneca, you'd be able to get more information